Welcome back to the Inside Track.
Moving forward with the Dekker Team. Moving forward together with the Dekker Team.
And it's interesting that for over 30 years, the Dekker Team has helped well over 3,117 families not only buy and sell real estate, but to build their finances, build their faith, build their fun, and to even strengthen, heal, and flourish in their relationships. 30 years of helping people. And so today we're still with Wes Cunningham. We're discussing the wealth formula and the impact that it's had in his life and his family's life over the, probably about 8 years or so that he's was introduced to the book. So you were introduced it to 8 years ago. Have you read it more than once?
I was going through it in preparation for our interview today and realized that was at least the third time that I'd read the book. Of course, the first time was when I received it and was very grateful for that and went through it over the next couple of days. And then I'd read it one other time between then and now, and then one more time just to remind myself of the details there.
Now, again, you said you read it over the next couple of days. Are you typically a fast reader? Do you go through a book like in less than a week typically?
Only if it catches my attention. My attention span may not be as focused as sometimes it needs to be. So I found that to be an easy read. It was one book that just didn't really take that long to just want to know what's going on with the next chapter.
Okay, cool. So you read it relatively quickly. You've read it 3 times. Obviously, there's value in there if you've gone back to it. There's reminders, and so now you bought some real estate when you first moved to Ottawa. You bought a house. You kept that when you got transferred. I think maybe Yetta spoke to you about that on a previous show. And then you came back and you kept that one as a rental, and you bought one for yourself.
That's right.
And then shortly thereafter, you bought another investment property in Ottawa.
Which was the first time we bought a house that we didn't live in, yes.
Okay, because you'd lived in the condo before.
That's right.
You bought something you didn't live in. Was that a different experience, buying something you knew was for a tenant and not for yourself?
Oh, it absolutely was. And although we at that point in time were experienced in purchasing houses, we didn't feel uncomfortable where that was concerned. But even now, when I go and do my inspection on that house, or when the tenants speak to me and I want to go and see what's going on, it's weird to go into a house that you own, but you've never had the day-to-day living in experience. It's a weird sort of juxtaposition there.
Interesting. Because I find a lot of people find it hard to rent the house that they've lived in because you have to disconnect from it emotionally. Whereas you buy a property that's always tenanted, you're not quite as emotionally attached to that property. Did you find that?
I can absolutely see that. And when we do go back to the first house that we bought together, my wife and I bought together, the memories come flooding back because it's so experiential. And that was the room that we used for the PT stuff, the wellness stuff, and this was the room we used for the TV, and that's where this was, and the like. So, but then at the same time, we've been in enough houses when we go and try to buy one to see how the furniture's set up differently. Like that, we can sort of see that. Of course, that's their home now. It might be our house, but it's certainly their home.
Their home.
Yes.
Yeah. Interesting. That's a great philosophy. It's my property. It's their home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's great. So you used the wealth formula to really decide to leverage your home and buy another one by using the keys in here. And in the show right before, you mentioned that you check your wealth every week. You look at how's it going? Are we going up? Are we going down? Or what's our spending plan for the coming week and that kind of thing? Do you have any idea of what you would contribute in your wealth, either an amount or a percentage, that was caused directly by the actions you took because of the impetus of this book?
So I think the easy part would be acknowledging that I don't think we would have had the confidence to leverage the first rental to purchase the second investment property, and therefore we wouldn't have had that not been for the influence that you've had on us. So the entire value of that house minus the extra mortgages would be attributed to that. There's a second less concrete aspect of it, which is that it caused us to think down the path of more mature investing and work with our investment advisor to go down different paths that I think have up till this year given us wealth, but more recently protected some of our wealth given the circumstances. So I think it would be on a low end, probably 20-25%, and maybe on a high end, probably closer to 35 or 40% more family wealth that could be directly or indirectly attributed to the lessons learned there.
Wow, that's amazing. And for a look at the back, it's $26.95 and a couple days to read it. That's a great investment in your family. So that's phenomenal.
Indeed.
Yeah. So, what, if any, are there any books on your list for 2023 that you want to read, whether wealth building or otherwise?
Yeah, I'm given where I'm at right now, job wise and the like. There's not been a whole lot of time to put towards some of that optional reading. So I don't have anything lined up at this point.
Okay, and 2023 is just around the corner. Real estate changes. What do you got in the plans?
Well, we're likely to see another posting coming up. So I'll be leaving Ottawa for some period of time next year. So we'll be knocking on the door with another house to sell here, and I think the big challenge for the next year will be bringing the family through the challenges and opportunities of a move.
Transition, yeah, with your girls getting older. The oldest is 10, I think you said.
Yeah, so we've been here now by next summer it will be 5 years. So
that's a long time in your history.
Oh, it's amazing! It's the longest I've ever spent in any one place throughout my entire year, even as a boy. So for my daughters, this will be their first. Even though they've moved several times, they were too young to sort of understand it. Right. This will be the first time for them. Very practical.
Change of school, change of friends. That whole transition is tough.
Indeed.
And then, so you have 3 properties in Ottawa now. You said you're probably going to sell the one. Are you going to keep the other 2 still? Yeah,
absolutely. Plan to continue with that. They are building wealth for the family, not without challenges. We still need to put some money into fixing, this, that, and the other. They are homes that are being lived in after all. So that's something that folks need to sort of understand if they want to get into that there are expenses associated with home ownership, whether you live in there or not.
Mm-hmm.
But we're planning to keep them. And then just given where we are, we want to own our place in the next city. So we're going to use the equity we've got from this house to transition it into that next one and continue to build our residential home equity that way.
Okay. And if you had like 30 seconds, which is what we've got, what parting wisdom would you like to give to our listeners?
The framework with regards to that wealth maturity is understand where you are on that and accept that you can move forward on that wealth maturity scale by talking with folks, by doing some self-improvement and understanding, it goes back to Zane's fundamental lesson, which is that financial awareness, creating the empowerment piece that really makes a difference between knowing where you are and getting to where you want to be.
Awesome. Thanks. So we're honored to be your advocates on this journey of building wealth through real estate and having a life exponential.
Moving forward with the Dekker Team. Moving forward together.